Hello Lakeville, I'm Joseph Palmersheim, Community Editor of the Lakeville Sun Current. Today is Friday, January 16th, and here's what's happening in your community this weekend. Lakeville North High School's one-act play festival will present 3 student-directed plays beginning tonight at 7 p.m. Doors open at 6:30 p.m., and tickets cost $3 for adults and seniors and $5 for adults. For more information on this event, call 952-232-3777. The Dakota County Heritage Library at 20085 Heritage Drive will have a free program of stories and movies based on children's books for children aged 2 to 8 and their caregivers at 10:15 a.m. Tuesday, January 20th. Adults must attend with the children, and siblings are welcome to attend. For more information on this program, call 952-891-0360. Expressions Community Theater will have its first night of auditions for its spring production, A Bad Year for Tomatoes, starting Monday at 7 p.m. at the Lakeville Area Arts Center at 20965 Holyoke Avenue. The cast requires 3 males and 4 females between 30 and 50 years of age. Actors should bring a current photo and be prepared to read lines from the script. The production is also in need of a stage manager and backstage help. Performance dates and times are 7:30 p.m. March 27th and 28th, April 3rd and 4th, and at 2 p.m. March 29th and April 5th. All performances will be at the Lakeville Area Arts Center. Tickets cost $10 and are available for purchase by calling 952-985-4640. The Arts Center will also host the first of 4 concerts with some of Minnesota's leading chamber music performers starting at 2 p.m. Sunday. The first of the series features 2 members of the St. Paul Chamber Orchestra. The concert will be an informal cabaret setting with complimentary caribou coffee and refreshments. Tickets for this event are available for purchase at the Arts Center or by calling 952-985-4640. Tickets cost $12 for adults and $10 for seniors and students. Season tickets to all 4 concerts cost $25. This activity is made possible in part by funds provided through the Metropolitan Regional Arts Council through a grant from the McKnight Foundation and an appropriation from the state legislature. Your Weather Underground forecast for today is increasing clouds this afternoon with highs around 5 above and south winds at 10 miles an hour. Cloudy tonight with a chance of light freezing drizzle and a slight chance of snow in the evening. Light freezing drizzle likely and a chance of snow after midnight. Expect lows around 5 above in the early evening with temperatures rising throughout the night. South winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour and a 40% chance of precipitation. Mostly cloudy Saturday and a slight chance of snow in the morning and a slight chance of flurries in the afternoon. Expect highs around 20 with west winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour shifting to the northwest in the afternoon. Chance of snow is 20%. The FBI is seeking the public's help in finding a male suspect sought in connection with a series of at least 5 bank robberies committed in a 2-month period in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. In each robbery, the suspect hands a note to the teller stating that he has a gun. He also verbally demands money. After receiving the money, the robber leaves the bank on foot. The suspect, possibly in his early 20s, is described as a thin, Caucasian man, approximately 5 foot 10 inches tall and weighing around 160 pounds. He has no facial hair, and his face is described as being pockmarked. He typically wears a hooded sweatshirt or hat. The FBI is offering a reward for information leading to the identification and arrest of this individual. This individual should be considered armed and dangerous. If you have any information about this bank robber, contact the FBI at area code 202-324-3000. Just a reminder, city offices will be closed Monday in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And now, in what I hope is the start of a Friday tradition, I'd like to share a recent column with you. I recently wondered how long it had been since I'd felt a gravity-powered icy breeze in my face. The answer? Far too long. It wasn't always like this. 15 years ago, I was a sledding king. I had the good fortune to grow up in a hilly area of Dakota County and had 2 sledding hills in my own backyard. I'd spend hours after school going up and down, sometimes until the creeping edge of night forced me to stop. Sometimes I sledded with a group of friends, and sometimes I was alone. The latter proved to be some of the more memorable times of my youth, when the rush hour traffic on the nearby freeway would quiet, leaving me in my own little world. It seemed like I was the last man on Earth. The shades of blue winter produces during twilight are some of the deepest indigo dreamscapes that I've ever encountered. Just before sunset, the backyard became a beautiful and alien world. It seemed to exist only for me, and only for about 15 minutes before it was swallowed up by winter darkness. The sledding hill was also a place of cooperation and invention. My friend Brian Hansen and I would try to build ramps out of packed ice, sometimes succeeding in actually getting off the ground if the preceding run was sufficiently slick. Our sledding aviation experiments made us feel like we were the modern-day descendants of Robert Goddard and the Wright brothers, fighting the constraints of gravity the best, the only way we knew how. The brief flights and harsh landings helped change our lives. Brian became a pilot, and I developed lower back problems. Brian and I were meticulous about our hills. We draw out graph paper diagrams of what we wanted to do, even going so far as to mark the slope degree of the ramp we wanted to build. Granted, our finished products looked nothing like the drawings, but I suppose it was the thought that counted. Come to think of it, Brian and I were always drawing diagrams for something, be it a cardboard airplane cockpit or an elaborate covered trench system in the woods. From quietly productive building sessions to exhilarating runs down the hill on my dad's old flexible flyer, the times I spent on the hill were some of the best in my life. Like all things, they didn't last. Brian moved away in 7th grade, and my interest in sledding waned in his absence. Eventually, I gave it up altogether. The flexible flyer's steel rails began to rust and disuse. The formerly busy sledding hill's snow cover was left in a previously unknown pristine state during the following winters. It was broken only by dog tracks and what the dogs sometimes left behind. There is a common sense reason that children and not adults sled so much. I found this out during the winter of 2001, when I decided to take a crack at the hill for old time's sake. I released the flexible flyer from its garage wall storage point, where it had lingered for years like a crucified butterfly. When I sat down in its wooden seat, it seemed much smaller than I remembered. I took a breath and tried to propel myself forward. I didn't move. I was too heavy for the sled. I pushed more, and moved about 3 inches forward before the front rail of the sled bit into the snow and disappeared, propelled down by my own adult weight. I sighed, got up, returned the sled to its spot on the wall. Perhaps it was for the better. I would have to climb all the way back up the hill under my own power if I actually made it down, something not done often as a soft and sedentary office worker. I smile when I see kids going down a hill, knowing the adventures they are having. My sledding days may be over with, but I like seeing the look of unbridled, wide-eyed joy that only a good sled run can produce. It's a reminder to take pleasure in the simple things in life, the kinds of things you need to enjoy before you realize they are truly gone. Enjoy your 3-day weekend, Lakeville. I know I will. For Sun Current and Sun Newspapers, I'm Joseph Palmersheim. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you Tuesday.